What's going on, everyone? I hope you're having a great day. As you may have seen from our previous video, Kevin is taking what he has named the F100 Day Challenge, where he takes multiple parts or field trucks, we're up to 3 now, and create one lowered, painted, running and driving 5th Gen Ford F100 to take on the Hot Rod Power Tour 2022. If you haven't seen the first video and you want to, you can click here, or we will have a link in the description. To make sure you see all the chaos, consider clicking the subscribe button as well as the bell notification so you'll get notified when a new video comes out. Alright, that's all I got.
Day
8
of the F100 Day Challenge. These things are beefy. So here's what I'm doing today, or tonight. I have to take the spindles off. What do you call that? A trailing arm? I gotta take that off because these are the beams I gotta send out to John. Got one. You have to drive out the pin through the kingpin there. You have to pop the caps off, 7/8 bolts, or caps is basically what they are. You have to drive those out. This sucker was locked up tighter than a drum on this one. That's where the spring sits. I got this one. Got the pin drove out. Got the arm off. Got the beam ready to ship. This is the left side. So she's good to go. Got measuring to do. I got to figure out the C notch for the rear end. So yeah, I'm gonna flip this rear end. No, not this rear end. I'm flipping a rear end. Hopefully that 8.8 out of that Lincoln Mark 7, that 90 Mark 7, it's already got disc brakes on it. If it's not too narrow, I'm going to be putting that. I ordered the purchase, so I'm going to set that in there. We're going to get this thing up on jack stands in the next day or two. And I'm going to set the set that rear end in here. Well, I got to go pull it first. I got to do some measuring on it first, but then I'll set that in there if it's the right width. And then I've got to figure out my notch. I got to figure out if the bolt-in C-notch kit that John sells is going to give me enough clearance. I don't think it is, to be honest with you. I think I'm going to be going with a Queen City Fab weld-in C-notch, because I think by the time I get the front down where I want it, I don't think I'm going to be able to get the back down far enough and give myself any play, any suspension trouble. And I went down that road with the 57, and it's just not any fun. The weld-in C-notch will go a lot faster this time since I've already done one. So I believe that's what it's going to get. I have to measure the width of the C-channel frame so that I get the right kit from Queen City Fab. So I'll need to do all that tonight because I got to get that ordered. Day 8. Not getting much done, but getting done with some needed stuff. Day 8 comes to a close. Didn't accomplish much, but I got some stuff done that was kind of important. The beams are ready to go. I was able to get that second set knocked out pretty good. No problems after that. So I'll clean those spindles up. I'll clean those arms up. I will put some of that chassis saver on them, and they will be ready to go when I get the beams back. Now, I also measured my frame and did some, let's call it analysis, okay? So let's get down here. So I did some figuring with the tape measure, and when I flip this axle, I've got I mean, all the weight's on it right now. When you flip the axle, you get about a 6-inch drop, somewhere around there, give or take, half-inch maybe, I don't know. So when you do that and you take the measurement, I've got a good 4 inches before it would hit the frame. 4 inches of travel without a C-notch. Now, the bed's on it, so I would think that we're pretty darn close. So even if you knock out an inch, that gives me 3 inches of travel without the C-notch, the bolt-in C-notch. And the bolt-in C-notch, I believe, will give me at least another 2. So I am going to go with it and see how it works. If I don't like it, if it doesn't give me enough travel, I will go ahead and do something different. But I was looking at the way you put in the Queen City one. See that frame, the way it kicks in right there? I mean, I could plate that. That's what I did on the 57, but it was more of a C-channel the whole way in the 57. It didn't have any weird little lips and drop-offs like that. So not as easy, so to speak, to do this with that Queen City Fab one. So I'm going to go with the bolt-in one, and I think it's going to give me enough. We'll see. I am going to be hauling some stuff in this thing. I'm assuming on Power Tour. But that's the way it goes. We'll see how it works and adjust out from there. I don't know if just the flip will give me enough drop that I need, or if I'm going to have to put some new hangers on the back. I saw that I could buy some hangers for back here that would lift it a little bit, lift the spring a little bit, which would drop the whole truck down. So I'll order the C-notch and we will try it out. Day 10. All right. Let's update where we're at. Didn't do a day 9. Didn't get a lot done on day 9, but I'll show you what I did get done. Okay, so day 9 consisted of a whole bunch of measuring to the frame and trying to figure out what I needed C-notch wise. I have ordered a bolt-in C-notch because I think it's going to work. I think it's going to give me at least 4 to 5 inches of travel. I believe at least 4 or 5. So we're good there. Ordered it. Should be here in a few days. We'll be cutting and hacking. Next week is a lot of frame stuff. Power wash, clean up all this nastiness, scrape, chassis saver, get it up on stands and get ready to cut the C-notch, get the rear end in it, which I'm hoping to get out this weekend of that Lincoln, and just an overall basic start putting the frame back together next week. So jumping over here, what day 9 also consisted of was digging into here to see exactly what I needed. Once I figured that out, I pulled the windshield. Had to get it out of the way because before I did too much more cutting in there, that windshield was good, other than a little fogginess in one of the corners. But I'm going to run it because you know what's going to happen when I'm going 2,600 miles across down into the southeast? I'm going to get rocks. I guarantee you. Pop and windshield shattered, guarantee it. Yank the back glass out, and I'm going to tonight get that what's left of that headliner and visors out of there. Not going to mess with the dash anymore. Start doing some trimming in here because I went and got my pieces. Went over to LMC Truck today. I'll show you what I got there, but I want to show you this glass first. Got the back glass out, and this would be what the lower passenger side. See, it's got a little fogginess in it, just in that corner. Everything else is pretty good. I don't even see any other problems. Gonna clean it up real good and get it ready. I'd like to get that back glass tinted before I put it in. I might talk to somebody about that. Anyway, went to LMC and got floor pans. This is just a personal opinion. LMC products have their place, right? These floor pans will fill a hole. If you look at these floor pans, these are for the same truck. You'll see that there's some oddness between the two. Look how wide this one is. Look how narrow this one is. I haven't stuck them in the hole yet, but I'm about to figure out which one of these is right, because we know they're both the same size. So am I trimming a bunch off this side, or am I going to be short over on this side? I don't know. More to come. I ended up getting a couple of cab corners, so we are going to put cab corners on it. This part on the truck is solid. This part is shot, so I'm probably just putting in what little bit I need to put in. As soon as I make sure that everything is good for sure on these sections, I do not want to have to put this in. These are not good cab corners for a quick job. Okay, cab mounts. They have two styles at LMC. They have what I guess you would call the aftermarkets, where it's just kind of a trim to fit and make it a cab mount. This is what they had in stock. I got both the left and the right. What I wanted was what they call the OE style, the factory style, which is, I had the left one in stock. These are beefy. These are the OE style right there. This seems to be a good part. This is like what's in the truck now. It's a two-part, spot welded together. This is some steel right here. This isn't like sheet metal steel. This is thicker. This is what I'd like to have for both sides. The right-hand side of this one is on back order through LMC. I'm gonna look around and see if I can find somewhere else that can get it to me timely. If I can, that's what I'll be going with. I saved these out of the 79 or 78. This part's shot, but this part is solid. So I may end up fabbing some good cab mounts out of the aftermarket pieces, molded together with the solid outer of the OE, the original from the 78. They're the same floors and same cab mounts, 70 and 78. So here we go. I'm going to put this puzzle together, including those pieces and these pieces, to fill all the nastiness and holes in here. And this, like I said, I just cut that out just so I could see. See, that's the piece right there of that OE style. Fairly close representation. I don't know if it fits, but a fairly close representation of the original. So, back to LMC. Just my opinion, folks. LMC parts have a place. They will fill a hole. If I have other options, I will not use any aftermarket parts. If I have options to use factory stuff and just have to rebuild the lower lips of a door or the inners of a door, that's what I do. I'm fortunate on these doors. There's going to be a little bit of massaging here with a couple of pieces of metal welded in at the front and the back. But that's it. I'm going to fix this dent and this dent. And these are the doors that are going to be used. These dents, weld up these holes. And these doors are what's going on this truck. So, that's where I'm at. This is day 10. Tonight's goal is to get this front end off. I put myself in a bind because I'm here by myself, and that's a massive hood. So I didn't get help getting that off like I should have. So I'm gonna have to work around that and get that figured out. But I need to get this front clip off because tomorrow night I need to get the cab unmounted and cleaned out and ready to lift, because I've helped coming Saturday morning to get it off here, off of this frame, and sat on my shop floor on its back so that I can take these pieces and fill all the holes one way or another, because that has to be priority. I need to get those welded in, and I need to get this cab back on the truck. And at some point, we got to stop tearing down and start putting back, because, you know, it's a 100-day challenge. We're at day 10, and all we're doing is still tearing down, right? I mean, the bed has started some progress, but we're not getting anywhere quick. So time to start constructing instead of destructing. I'm gonna quit talking and get to work. End of day 10. Sometimes progress can be messy. Front end off. Fenders look good. I get that trim off there tomorrow night. A little bit beat up on the front. I think this truck popped something in the front and kind of tweaked the fenders a little bit. Got a little bit of nastiness there. I'll get cleaned up because I get that trim off. This grill shell I was thinking about using, but it's tweaked up pretty good. So probably not. Probably going to stick with the 67-ish front end. Mess. Ugh. Headliner. Yep. Progress inside. Put the door panels off. I'm going to take... All I'm going to do on the door panels, I'm either going to cover them in gray or paint them gray. Got the headliner out. I'll just cut out a new headliner based on this template. I've got some real light, flexible plastic upstairs in pretty good sheets up in my loft. I'm going to try it with that. It'll get either covered or painted gray. Trim around it, gray or black. I'll dye, the visors are actually in really good shape. I'll dye those gray or black, depending on what seats I go with, or seat I go with. So here was one of my big concerns. The dash pad was junk, as proven. That thing was a mess. So I was trying to figure out what to do on that, because they're very expensive and you're going to end up with the same thing eventually. So what I think, I'm going to smooth this dash, paint it. It's going to be white. Either that, or it's going to get painted maybe white down low, same color as the truck, and maybe break it in here across there and go like a flat gray across the top or something. A flat gray would be good. Flat gray, flat black, depending on what the interior ends up. Like I said, a lot of it depends on the seat. Actually, nothing new. I'll pop these doors off tomorrow night. Just unbolt them there. I'll get new weather strips and channels and everything for the glass. Glass looks good. I finally had a feel on this hood. It doesn't look pretty on the underside, that's for sure. But the outside feels good. The center section, which is what I was worried about, nastiness on that. I mean, other than the rust. I'm going to rust mort that. I don't know if I used that on Jeff's truck. His roof looked a lot like this hood, and it came out really good. I did 3 different coats of that rust mort. It's just like a converter. So no worries there. Just a couple dents on the sides. A little bit of roughness right here. Feels like a sack of walnuts right there. So that's no problem. I'll take those, and there won't be any emblems on this truck. I don't think I'm even going to put the Ford emblems back on. It's got one dent right there. I'll probably smooth out the Ford emblems. Oh, wow, that's a hell of a dent right there. Clean it up, white. Under here, POR 15, I believe. POR 15, convert all this nastiness. Maybe a new battery tray, but really, it's not that bad. So probably, I'm going to pull it all off in one piece. And whatever I do, I'm going to do it all in one piece, because as soon as I get the engine in it, it's going back in. So probably POR 15 and maybe something over top of it, because I guess that stuff gets chalky. So maybe a little bit of something over top of it. Firewall, probably from that line right there down, black. And then from that line up, white. Underside of the hood, it's nasty. Power wash that thing. Probably rust mort or POR 15, those nasty spots, just to calm them down. And then, I'm not sure, underneath there, maybe some black. And then the edges white, I don't know. Something to make it easy. Got more nastiness on this door, but I'm going to beat it out and call it good. Well, that of course means do body work to it. Doors got a little bit over there, a little bit there. The inside lips of these things are really good on both sides. So we're going to clean those up and paint them. Paint the insides of the doors white, jams white. Inside the cab, white. Fill this hole, fill the trim holes. This was the nastiness over here found. This pinch weld area. I'm gonna have to weld that up, put in some metal there. I mean, I knew I was gonna have to do some stuff in here, so that's just added to it a little bit. We'll make it work. So I'm thinking smooth dash. Smooth it up completely. Minus the defrost holes. I think those would kind of look cool with a vent, some kind of different vent over the top of them, because I need a defroster. I plan to drive the truck a lot, so that nastiness, that's why we're doing all the work to the cab, because it's rotted away down there. I think that's it. The roof doesn't feel that bad. Got some dents across, I think some along the edge here, a little bit along the back, not bad. Not a bunch of rust issues here, more barnacle issue. So day 10 in the books. That's the plan for day 11, is everything I just talked about, and day 12 should be the guys coming over and help me lift this cab off. It's completely loose. So we'll take that cab off and we'll put it right here on the floor. Maybe on some type of rollers on its back, gently. I have a big dent in the back of the cab on this side I gotta fix. Excuse me. But otherwise, that probably won't get fixed till it gets back on the truck. Cab corners probably won't get fixed until it's back on the truck. I need to get the floors and mounts in and get it on the frame. And and get to it. Like I said earlier, it's time to quit destructing and start constructing.